Hello guys, and welcome to today's lesson. And in today's lesson I want us to look at the minor chords. I haven't made a video that is so elaborate about minor chords than the one that I am making today. So in today's lesson, as I had mentioned, that we're going to look at minor chords. I want us to look at minor chords in three ways. I want us to look at the minor chords in terms of what they are. I want us to look at the minor chords in terms of how are they made or how are they formed. Then I want us to look at how are they applied. So we're going to do a live application of these minor chords in today's video. Now, without wasting so much time, I want us to look at the minor chords in length. So when we're talking about minor chords, what are we actually talking about? Now, before I give you the definition of a minor chord, I want you to listen to how a C major 7 sounds, and how a C minor 7 sounds. Now if I do this, and if I do this, or I do this, or I this, or I do this, I'm very sure you can tell that I'm playing two different chords, right? Now, a minor chord is a type of chord that is used to express a melancholic environment, to create a melancholic environment, or to create a melancholic atmosphere, okay? Most of minor chords that I use in music, they are used to invoke a certain environment where someone begins to focus on themselves inwardly. Now, minor chords in a worship setup, they provoke internal feelings. Unlike the major chord, they send a very natural outward feeling. Now, how do we form, or how do we make minor chord? Now, I want us to look at how a major chord looks like. Don't worry, I will do on every key, so do not worry about it. This is how a major chord looks like. This type of a chord is called a root position. This is a C major chord, major triad for that matter. It's called a C major root position. If I want to get a minor of this chord, I will pick the 3rd degree, okay? The note in the middle of a root position chord, then flatten it 1 semitone. So instead of playing this note, I'll play this one. So this is a C minor chord, right there. Now, let's look at a C sharp minor. This is a C sharp major. Remember from the concept, you flatten the 3rd, a semitone but below, then you play this one, right there. That is a C sharp minor chord. Let's go to a D. This is a D major. As usual, you take down the 3rd, then you play the note before it. Let's look at an E flat minor. This is actually a major. Let's flatten the 3rd to get the minor. There you go. Let's look at E major right there. Let's make a minor out of it. You play there, and there you go. You have your E minor chord. Let's look at an F major. That's an F major right there. So you bring down the 3rd right there, and you have that. So let's look at an F sharp minor major. Sorry. There we go. That is a major. Let's flatten the 3rd degree, a semitone, and there you go. There we go. We got our F sharp minor. Let's proceed to a G. That is a G major. Pick out the 3rd degree and flatten a semitone. and that is our G minor. Let's now proceed to an A flat major. A flat major, it sounds like that. Let's go ahead and flatten the third, and we got that right there. Let's now proceed to our A. Okay, flatten out the third, then you have your A minor right there. Let's go to our B flat major. Let's flatten out the third, then you have there right there. Then finally you come to your B. That is a major. Flatten out the third, then you got this one. That is your B minor. Then finally you come back to our C, C major, C minor. Now, that is the basic way of forming a minor chord. Let's now proceed and extend that chord right there. Now, we're going to extend this chord by adding now the seventh for us now to get this, the minor 7 chord. It is very simple to form a minor 7 chord. What you need to do, you just have to play your minor. Now guys, allow me to use an F and an F sharp because I have been requested to do this thing on these 2 chords by many people. Now I'm going to use now an F. Let's now form the minor. Okay? Now, I want you to observe this chord right there. I want you to pick the 5th note is right here. The 5th note is right here. Pick out this 5th note. I want you now to count from the next note, which means this one. Okay, you don't count from here, but you count from here. So I want you to count 1, 2, then you play the next note right there. Right there. So you play this chord. So that is how an F minor 7 sounds like. Right there. That's how it sounds. It's so beautiful. So I want you really to practice this. Now let's form this on F sharp. This is F sharp major. This is a root position. Flatten the third. Get that guy. This is F sharp minor. Go ahead from the 5th, this 5th note, count from the next. 1, 2, 3. Then you have your F sharp minor 7 right there. Okay. Now that you know how to form the minor 7 one, like from C you have this one, C minor 7, C sharp, and so on, and so on and so forth. Now, let me now come to the application of these chords, okay? Now, if you went through my video that I talked about relative minor, you realize I did some illustration on how to apply relative minor. I'm going to borrow something from that video too. So the first way of using a minor chord is by obeying what we call the relative minor concept. The relative minor concept is just using or replacing a major chord with its relative minor. Like on F, the relative minor of an F major is a D minor. It's a D minor. So go ahead and find that D minor right there. So you play your F. So when you do, or if you do, this is an F major 7. You just add the 7 there. I did a video about how to form major 7 chords, so I'm not going to repeat. Now, if I do that now, just decide to replace it with a D minor. Now, so this D minor, this is D. I can use this chord to replace my F. Like this. How wonderful is your name, oh Lord. How wonderful is your name, oh Lord. I'm doing major. How wonderful, how wonderful is your name. How wonderful is your name. How wonderful is your name, oh Lord. How wonderful is your name. How wonderful is your name. How wonderful is your name, oh Lord. So what I did, I just did it. Okay? So this is my 1, my 2, which is a B flat, then a C, which is my 5, then back to 1. Now, what I'm going to do, I want you to be very careful and keen on how I'm going to do this. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to think in terms of the relative minor, the one I told you, and the major. So there are 2 ways on how to approach it. You can do the relative minor. This is D minor 7. Then you go to a C major. Sorry, you go to a B major 7. Then you do your 5 together with the 3rd degree. Then, so how wonderful is your name, oh Lord. How wonderful is your name, oh Lord. How wonderful is your name. How wonderful is your name. Now, let me show you something cool here. How wonderful is your name. How wonderful is your name. How wonderful is your name. Oh. So what did I do here? I just is like how wonderful is your name. Sorry. Then how wonderful is your name. So I decided not to do a D minor, but rather a D major. Alright, now that is one way. Let me simplify this for you to understand. Go ahead and play the second inversion of an F. The first inversion looks like this. This is a suspended, but this is the first inversion of an F. But now the second inversion looks like this. I want you to go ahead and drop this 1 and play it here. So it's going to sound like that. Then you pick the 6 here. Alright? Now I want you now to experiment this again on the root position of an F. So this is an F major. I want you to go ahead and pick this 3rd degree and play it with the left hand. Alright? And now add the 6. Let's hear how it sounds. I'm also experimenting. Sounds good. Or just try to pick the lower one. Sounds good. Now, to me it's a bit shallow. It's not full. So I'm going to add a 9. do not worry about nines. I'm going to make a video about them. It's very simple. This is an F. Just skip one note and play the two. So when you add this two, it becomes a 9. So I want to hear a sound. Oh, it's beginning to become full. So I'm going to add the 5 here. Right there. We're getting somewhere so far. So let's try and apply that and see how. So in the first phrase, let's just do the. So that's how I will approach it. I would approach it like that. So how wonderful is your name. So this chord here, the B flat major here, I'm going to replace it with 1, 2, the second degree. It's going to sound like this. Instead of this, I'm going to play the G minor instead of the B flat. Why am I playing this? Because a G minor is a relative minor of this B flat major chord right there. So I'm going to utilize how wonderful is your name, oh Lord. How wonderful is your name. Ooh. How wonderful is your name. How wonderful is your name, oh Lord. Alright, so I decided to become creative with my chords so that I don't sound outright. So that's what I did. Like I told you, instead I'm going to replace the 4 with a G minor. Now I'm going to go ahead and replace the 5 and mix it together with its relative minor. What is the relative minor of a C? Is an A minor. An A minor. So I'm going to play an A minor 7 right. A minor 7 right there. That's at A minor, just add the 7. Remember the counting. Be very slow to get it. Okay? Alright, now let's see how it's going to work. Let's see if something, let's see if we're really getting somewhere with this, with these concepts. So, right there. So let's see if we're getting somewhere with this. So I said, so the first phrase I'm going to do the. Major, then 5. Alright, so that was the first phrase. I didn't replace my 1. So I just went, because I'm assuming someone is going to sing along, so that's what I'm going to do. How beautiful is your name. Instead of a 5, I did, instead of a 4, I did the B minor, the G minor. Then, so this 5, let me apply what I told you. I'm going to add now, what is the relative minor of a C? I say it's an A minor 7. So I'm going to add that A right here. Okay, together with the 7 there, then I do. So it's gonna sound so good. So together I'm going to have. Then. So I did my first time. How excellent is your name, oh Lord. Then when it came the second round to do the excellent, I now replaced my F with my relative minor. So that's it. just doing a longer bass and then then I come back to my 1, sorry. 1 replaced by 6, 4 replaced by 2, 5 replaced by 3, then right there. So you just saw how I did my simple picking. A 2 replaces the 4. A 3 minus 7 replaces a 5. And a 6 replaces a 1. Okay. Now, let me finish up by now applying it on F sharp, just for the others to, right? So, a 1, but it's good. How? Then I replace the 6, then I replace a 4, 2, then a 5 with a 3. Let me do it slowly for you to hear. So I did it. Is your name? That's a 4, that's a 5, outright. So when I do the replacement, how excellent. Okay? This is an E flat minor 7. How excellent. It looks like that. How excellent is your name. This 4 I'm going to replace with a 2. It sounds like that because I did a 4 here and I did a 2 here. So it's going to be, so this is going to be a G sharp or an F flat minor 7 add 9. Right there. Then when I come to the 5, which is a C sharp, I replace it with the 3rd degree, this guy here. So it's going to sound like that. Okay? Now, sometimes I use this tweet for a passing chord, especially when I'm heading to the chorus. Like, oh, how excellent is your name. How excellent is your name. How excellent is your name. I'm using it as a passing chord. How excellent is your name. Then I do. How excellent is your name. Oh Lord. So like so how beautiful is your name. How beautiful is your name. Woo, let me show you that. It's so beautiful. What I did, I just introduced 6 in terms of a dominant. I just introduced a dominant chord here. So this is an E flat dominant instead of a minor. So I'm using it as a passing chord. Like now, so this 6 as a dominant chord, I can use it to break the law of the 6. just to break the sounding, especially with my melodies for the singers. Another one I would like to show you. This one too. So this is an A flat dominant. Just play an A flat, then add an F sharp there. It becomes an A flat or a G sharp dominant. So beautiful, so beautiful. So this is how beautiful is your name. I use it as how beautiful is your name. Oh, sorry. Let me use it another way. Okay? How beautiful is your name. How beautiful is your name. And how beautiful is your name. Oh, Lord. Okay, so this dominant, I'm going to use it to go to a 5. Okay? So I'm going to how beautiful is your name. How beautiful is your name. How beautiful is your name. Oh Lord. How beautiful is your name. How beautiful is your name. Did I do it? How beautiful is your name. Okay, that one missed me. I missed that. But you get it. Like it. This dominant 7 changes how everything sounds. Okay. Now, lastly, I would like to do the last song on the same key. Or today, let me favor the F guy. Father, I declare that I love you. I declare my everlasting love for you. Alright, that song is a very beautiful one. I personally love it. So let me go ahead and show you how I replace now the majors and my minor. So first of all, you will hear Father, Father. That is a 4. We declare. That's a 5. That I love. That's a 1. Of you. That's a 6. I declare my everlasting. That's a 5. Love for you. That's a suspended 4. Oh, then back to 1. So I'm going to replace the 4 with a 2. Right there. Then I do my 5. So I'm going to voice my 1 together with the 3. So I'm going to use my 6 for as a major. This is a D major instead of bringing a minor. So that I love you, I declare my everlasting love for you. All right. So let me go ahead and do it together. I would like you to follow along. So. Practice. Now let me try and do what I was doing on the F sharp and see if it's going to apply on this song even as we come to the close of the video. So I'm going to try. This is a G minor add 9. Just like this is G minor and I'm just adding there. So this is. I'm going to. Oh, it's gonna be so. I'll try it. So, brother, I'm going to do. So go ahead and try this. So this is a Father. Then when I come to my 5, do a C add 9 here and add the 3 here and see how it sounds. So I'm going to do. This one. So instead of an F here, I'm going to do an F dominant. An F dominant here. And so a dominant, you can use a dominant to go to as a passing chord to go anywhere. Like as you can see, the sound of an F dominant is prompting me to go to a 4. It's prompting me to go to a 4. And if I do maybe an A dominant, an A dominant, it prompts me to go to a 2. All right, now let me go ahead and try and apply that. It's working, guys. Let's try again. Father declare, oh Father, I declare that I will love you. I declare my everlasting love for you. Oh Father, Father, I declare that I love you. I declare my everlasting love for you. Now, this tip, you're gonna try it, okay? When you come to your 4, like this, if you choose to do 4 instead of a 2, like instead of this, so I want you to go ahead and find a minor 4. I want you to find a B flat minor and play. And use it. When you use a 4, then you come back to the minor 4, then all together you go there. So let's try and do that. So Father, I declare that I love you. I declare. Then you do. Oh, that sounds good. Let me go there. Then I do the minor 4, then I go to my 5, then I suspended 4, then 1. So I declare my everlasting love for you. Now I'm going to come up with another jamming session where we're just going to be playing and explore everything that we've been looking into over this period of time. So until next time when we meet again, please continue practicing. Practice until your fingers become a friend to these keys. Practice even in other chords that you do not know, in all keys. And when you do that, you'll become good. And as we look forward to giving God the perfect worship, be blessed until next time.